Hello students, today I will start the second chapter, Kingdom Classifications. So this chapter basically is two parts, that is one is your plant classification, another is your animal classifications. So today I will discuss only the plant classifications, and after that, the completing this topic, I will start the second thing, that is your animal classifications. So first of all, what is basically your classifications? What do you mean the term classifications? Basically the classifications is based on because there is a varieties of different kinds of living organisms is present in our planet, in our earth. So you need to classify separately. Suppose that we have a library and there is a different kind of books. Suppose that if you not segregate those type of books in different categories, then it is very hodgepodge things, means very difficult to identify, very difficult to search each and every books in time being. So it is very important. Okay, so that means classifications means the process of grouping the living things on the basis of the similarities and differences is called the classifications. Or you can say that the classification is the grouping together, or you can say that the grouping together of living things on the basis of the similarities and their separation on the basis of their differences called classification. So what are the purposes of the classifications? The purposes of the classification is to make the study simpler and easier, number one. Number two, that is to help in easy the identification, and number three, to know the relationship between the organisms. So these are the purpose of the classifications. Okay, so in the same manner, to make the study of living organisms easier, so scientists put together the similar things into the similar groups or categories. Like we know that from chemistry also, we know that 118 element is there. So the periodic table is arranged in such a way that similar types of element are classified into similar groups. So like this. So classification, and these are the very essential to separate the different types of species, or you can the similar different types of living things or non-living things in a different categories. So what are the advantages of the classification? See, what the advantages of the classification is, classifications make the study of the living organisms simpler and easier, number one. Number two, it helps in easy the identification of different organisms. It helps in placing the organisms in different groups. And fourth is affinities or relationship between the different organisms are easily known. And number fifth, that is it help in tracing the possible origin of organisms. So these are the advantages of the classifications. And the very important thing, the species. So what is actually species? A species is the basis of the unit of classification. On behalf of this species, on the behalf of this, we are classified the different types of organisms. Okay, can breed among themselves to produce offspring, but not with the organisms of another species. Okay, so two kind of classification is available. One is the kingdom classifications of the plantae, means the plants. Another is the animal. So one by one we will discuss. Okay, so first of all, there is the 5 kingdom classification is present. There is a 5 kingdom classification is present. Okay, so on the basis of the Whitaker in 1969 and proposed the 5 kingdom classification based on the 3 things. The number one things, that is your cell structure, and number two, that is a mode of nutrition, and the number three is body organizations. So from class 6 onwards, we know the term, that is your prokaryotic and the eukaryotic cell. So what is actually prokaryotic cell? So basically prokaryotic cells are the primitive organisms in which the nuclear membrane is absent, and basically your nucleus is the naked nucleus. So that is actually the prokaryotic organisms. And the eukaryotic organism, that is the reverse of the prokaryotic, means those are the absent in prokaryotic, that is actually present in eukaryotic organisms. Okay, so there are the 5 kingdom classification are as follows. So number one, that is your Monida, and number two, that is your Protista, number three fungi, number 4 is a plantae, and number 5 that is your Animalia. So Animalia based on the animal classification we will discuss later on. Okay, So first of all, what is your Monera? Monera means is a single cell prokaryotic organisms like your bacteria, cyanobacterium. These are the examples of the Monera category. And the Protista basically your single celled eukaryotics, and which includes the diverse organisms like algae, protozoa and diatoms. Okay. And the fungi, that is your multicellular non-green heterotrophs. The one term is known, that is your heterotrophs. So what is actually heterotrophs? Heterotrophs means they are the absence of the chlorophyll. They are not able to make their food own. That is actually the actually the example of heterotrophs. Heterotrophs, a few are the unicellular lacking of the chlorophyll, such as mushroom, molds. These are the example of the fungi, and this is basically your non-green heterotrophs. Okay. Another is your plantae, that is your multicellular green autotrophs. Green autotrophs means they can prepare their own food cell. Okay, so these are basically your autotrophs. And number 5, that is your animalia, that is your multicellular heterotrophs. Okay, all the mammals like your human beings also the category of animalia. Okay, so we need to discuss broadly these things. That is your organisms, basically two types. One is prokaryotic, another is the eukaryotic cell. So only the prokaryotic cells, only the Monera, that is the kingdom of Monera is belongs to prokaryotic cells, and remaining are, that is your Protista and your like your animalia, plantae, fungi. These are the things are categorized in the eukaryotic cells. Okay, all are the things are eukaryotic, only the except the Monera. Okay, so eukaryotic cells basically two types, unicellular and multicellular. Again the multicellular is within there is a only with cell wall is present in case of multicellular. There is a without any cell wall in cell wall in case of multicellular. So in case without cell wall, only the cell membrane is present in case of mammals and the human beings, those are categorized in the animalia category. And the cell wall, that is your plant cell like your fungi and your plantae. So those are the presence of the cell wall as well as the cell membrane also. Okay, so now coming to the point, that is one by one I will discuss the whole categories of the kingdom. That is first is kingdom of Monera. So like this is the pictures of the bacteria cell, and it having the DNA and cell wall, plasma membrane, cytoplasm, ribosomes, Golgi bodies, all of the things are present in there is kingdom of Monera. Means the bacteria, blue green algae, cyanobacterium, mycoplasma, all are the examples of the Monera category. Basically your bacteria category belongs to the prokaryotic cells and is a unicellular organisms also. Okay, now coming to the point, that is your bacteria. So actually we know that bacteria is a single cell, or you can say that the singular form, that is bacteria, it is a single cell and is a unicellular. It is a prokaryotic organisms. And Dutch scientist Antony von Leeuwenhoek in 1676, they are the categorized all the bacteria in three categories on basis of behalf of the shape. And some of the bacteria is a rod shape like, so those are the bacillus bacteria. And some other the bacteria spherical is called the coccus bacteria, and some other the spiral in shape, that is your spiralium bacteria. Okay, so these are the on behalf of the shape, bacteria can be classified into three categories: rod shape, spherical and the spiral. So in the example of spiral, that is your spiralium bacteria, one is the spherical, that is your coccus bacteria, another is your rod shape, that is your bacillus bacteria. Okay, so next video we will discuss the other things. Okay, thank you.